Hello, Brad here again for the Budget Adventure Show. Back on the bike this weekend. Would you believe it? It was sunny this morning. Sort of ummed about leaving, but I think just go up into the bush for a quick overnight trip. Only within 5k's from home again. We're going to try and go up the top of that hill there. Now there is a track that goes up there, and then across the top of the saddle I'm hoping to come back onto that fence line so we have a good view over the valley. But yeah, it's going to be a short sweet trip this one. Back on the bike, testing a few things out, and yeah, getting back into the Aussie bush. That's the road we want. That's the road we want. So again, like the Skeleton Hill trip, the Murray River's still in flood, going on 7 weeks now. So it's again seeking higher elevation, getting away from the river, because the mosquitoes are getting worse and worse. So that looks better. Yeah, the wrong track before. Whoops. It looks wet, but I know further up near the top it gets a bit rocky, so fingers crossed we'll be right to get up here. As long as I don't have too much water over the road like this. I'm not wearing my riding boots. Been some water rolls down here. Heap of water running down here. Oh, this looks good. All for adventure my arse. Hopefully that's as wild as it gets. Ugh. Still so much water running out of the hills. So it's just rained the last couple of days, so destination, not get muddy, not get covered in water. So I said I haven't got my riding boots on, so just want to get there. Now we got to the rock, the road's got a lot better. I don't think we'll come back this way. So we're coming across the top of this saddle here now. After the 2008 fires, it's still pretty easy to see through there, but the only problem is I'm not really getting the room with the view that I want. I'll go up here a bit more and we'll see what we can find. Alright, so we're up on top of this ridge. Unfortunately, not quite the view I was hoping for. Plenty of firewood. Finding a flat spot for the swags, a little bit of a problem too, so, and there's rock everywhere. So, from memory, this goes up and down a gully, then up a real steep bit, and it looks out over all this as well, so I'm going to go up and have a look at that quickly. Worst case, we'll come back and... Not a mosquito, is it? Mozzies. No mozzies up here, please. I'm racing through here. There's fresh motorbike tracks and fresh four-wheel drive tracks. They could have come in, they could have already gone out. I reckon I can hear something out over that valley to the next hill, so not going to be racing through here because they're going to be a lot quicker than I am, and I don't want to have a head on. Plus this bike's not really set up for hard off-road stuff anyway, especially alloy rims and that. It's not going to be the best, but I can see our hill over here now. We're making our way to, so we'll get up that and see what the view's like. Rightio, so we're up here on top of, I think it's Ridley's track, but almost 360 degree views here. Beechworth, Wodonga, back to home, Rutherglen and Chilton down over there. Well, I got this big hill behind us, so not really level enough for the swag anyway. Now you're starting to see the issues with swag camping. Nice tree there to hang a hammock up, but don't have it, so well, that track just goes to the top of that little ridge there. I might just go up there and have a look. Of course, because we're on top of the ridge, there is a breeze blowing. It was a lot windier down the valley, but it's a shame there isn't a nice little flat spot right about here. Look straight out there. Canola fields in the valley. Dang it. Anyway, we'll keep searching. So, been here for 5 minutes. Little bastards. Now they're buzzing around my head. Millions of them. This might be a short trip. Rightio, so I've just come up to the top of this next ridge. Lot better views. Bit of flat ground there for the swag. Hang the tarp up in a minute. But good view. The northeast. Mount Pilot and Mount Pilot over there. Beechworth over the hill, and you can just see the top of Mount Buffalo over the top there, so no snow on it. So, on the mozzie front, there's still a few here, but they seem to be hanging around the bike. I get over here out of the way, and there's none hanging around. Plus there's a lot of little nymphs as well that are adding to the mozzie numbers, I think. So I might just sit here for 15-20 minutes and enjoy the view. If they don't start carrying me away, might start setting up camp. might. So there's a bit of a breeze blowing up off here. Even the other week at Skeleton Hill, there was a couple hanging around early, but they sort of disappeared as the sun went down. Afraid of mozzie calls out, it was alright, so might give it a couple of minutes and I might start setting up some camp. Alright, so as you've seen, 5 minutes, the hoochie's up. As long as the wind doesn't keep blowing, but look at all the mosquitoes hiding in there already. Maybe I should have gone lengthways so the wind keeps blowing them out, but that'll be alright. I've got spare guard there, I'll give them a bit of a nuke later. So that's going to be there, guide wires everywhere now. Get a fire set up over here, downside from the wind. It's not going to be blowing smoke through camp, which is a plus. Although, when the mozzies are like this, you kind of want the smoke blowing through. So, over there, I have to sit and cook on this side of the fire, but I left that stump there just as a little bit of a table. Put the utensils on, whatever else while I'm cooking. So, I'll get the trusty jet lighter out and get that going. Start making some coals for tea, because again, something special this one. We're back on the gourmet train again, so we'll get that going. Hopefully this is as bad as the wind gets. It was like this at Skeleton Hill and it died down before sunrise, so sunset. So fingers crossed, we're in for a good night. Say hello to my new little friend. On this trip, the Eskie's been kicked out just because, although it's good having cold beers and all that sort of stuff, it's a lot of weight to carry on the back of the bike. And then the Eskie in the back bag, it takes up a lot of space. Kmart had a run out on these. I was looking on Marketplace and that for some backpack coolers. These are just your basic, they're a 2-person picnic set. But you've got a nice big compartment on the back cooler section. I've got all my food in there and a couple of those long, they're like ice packs in there just to keep the stuff cool. On the side, your bottle holder, which unclips and you can take off. Obviously big enough for a wine bottle. Tonight's beverage of choice is a Wolf Brass Australian Tawny, which I've already started on. Just had that in the fridge, nice and cool there still. On the front, some of this stuff you've already seen. I'll probably do a breakdown of it in a future gear video, but front's where all the business happens, so all the cutlery and stuff in it's shit, crap, plastic cups, all that sort of stuff, pretty much all got turfed. I kept one plate just as a general plate for serving up or whatever, and a tea towel in there. Bit of a heavy duty rigger's glove just for handling the cast iron frying pan or anything else around the fire. Roll of paper towel, of course. I got the Cedar Summit nesting pot, plate and cup. Egg flipper, chopping board, tea and coffee for in the morning, and then other stuff you've probably seen. I've got a wind guard here for the butane cooker, which I don't have with me, so that's weight, and my utensil or cutlery roll as well. Little holders here for pepper and salt, which I left in it because having pepper and salt in little convenient places like that's good to have, even though I haven't filled them up. And yeah, so, and me backup, get out there. My little backup army. Knife, spoon, fork, dooblickie, goober, whatever you want to call it. So hopefully all the stuff I need, all my cooking stuff is now on my back. If it's not on my back, I can put it inside the backpack or the back bag on the bike and still be able to fit stuff around it. So it's definitely helped out with being able to bring stuff, and you're not digging through panniers for coffee, plates, that sort of thing as well. So, and also without having that esky over the back wheel, you've now got all the stuff you would have in the esky. Without being on a gauge, that's probably 3 or 4 kilos. Just there's a 1.25 litre bottle of water and some heavy stuff like that in there, plus the bottle of plonk. But having that on your back, weight further forward on the bike, sheer little straps, but it's I should put that back in there. The zippers are going right there. In there. It's going to help out with tea tonight and cooking on many trips. So hell, even if I go out for day trips, I can just throw this in the back and put the stuff in it, and probably not even need to put the panniers on the bike. But we'll cover that in a different time. Panniers, whether wind resistance, leave them on, leave them off if you use them or not, use them more fuel, whatever. But we'll get to that in another video. So again, probably I think it was $35 bag from Kmart. They were on clearance for 15. So just to get the bag itself for 15 bucks, I thought was good. As I said before, all the cutlery is just real light crap, so it all went in the bin. Cups went in the bin. Kept one of the plates and a little chopping board that big, which what can you do with that? So that went into the house just as a little cheese board or something. So picnic backpack, esky away. Don't know what else to say. Probably said enough. Sticks are still a bit wet. It'll go. It'll go. Now you might notice I haven't used a shovel to make a bit of a fire pit or anything around here. I'm going to do a bit of a burn off and let it burn out a metre or so. Well, not quite to the timber, of course, before I put the fires out, just so nothing can get away while I'm sleeping tonight. At least the leaves are burning. Smoky, but burning. Oh, that's small. It'll get going. Just takes a little bit. I haven't got me degreaser this week. I left it in the ute, so burn, burn, baby, burn. Bigger wood on there. That big wood start to dry out a bit, and should be sweet. Here we go, back for this edition of the Budget Kitchen. Welcome back, the hobo oven. Now, I think the last time I had the fire set on the oven, which was far too hot, so Got plenty of coals cooked down there. I'm going to have it back away from the fire and just keep on adding some coals to it as necessary. Treat it like a camp oven. So, what have we got in here? A couple of potatoes and a carrot. That's warm on the leg. Get rid of the rubbish. That's sitting up there. I've made a little foil tray for them to sit on, even though I'm seeing an issue right now with that tray not being big enough. And if we reach over into our bag, cooler bag, where is it? There it is. Our protein for the night. There's a nice succulent slice of pork belly. So if this goes wrong, no plan B, as in 2-minute noodles like last time. I'll just pan fry the veggies and do that. But looks like I just made that to the right size. So we'll bring in our pantry. Bring a little oil bottle out. I'll leave one potato in there just to hold the foil down so it doesn't disappear. That. And that fire is really burning my leg. Grab our knife on our Uber. Wrong one. That one. I'm just going to put a little flat spot on these spuds just so they sit upright like that. Actually, before I do anything, we'll get our stainless plate to the bottom of the oven under it, so that way I'm not moving stuff around once it's already on there. So bottom on this, that, there. Cut open our protein. See if I can do this without making a mess. Oh yeah, mission accomplished. That. Our carrot is going to go somewhere. Take the ends off. I'm not going to peel it. We're going rustic. Just like that. The only other problem I've got is onion, echalot, whatever you want to call it. Might just tuck that in this side, like that. Get a nice bit of wipe off. So I've started this early. It's about 5 o'clock. I don't want to rush it. I just want it to sort of take its time, do what it needs to do. Just more over that, more over that, a bit of oil over that. Hopefully there's not too much oil on the bottom now. Creates a fire, fire hazard. So that's done. We'll get the oven situated. I haven't used this since that last camping trip when I was on the bike, so we'll get it buried in here, get a bit of coals around it, and get the pork on. So right now that's situated there. Yeah, no problem up here. There's a lot of firewood around, but it's bloody pretty crappy stuff, so get some coals around it. Not going to heap stuff up on top of it like I did last time. Not going to put anything at the back, just so the back doesn't get any hotter than the rest of it. That's just going to go in like that. So we'll see how this works out. Hopefully it clears the lid, and it does. Just rotate a little bit because we're a little bit off. Lid on, lid off, lid on. That's that's set. We'll give it half an hour and I'll pull it out and check. So I can smell it already. It might be a little bit warm. So it's away from the fire a bit. The wind's blowing that way, so it's not getting full heat from the fire. And I've got some long tongs, so should be able to get that out and deal with it. As I said, worst case, I've got the cast iron pan there. Because the pork belly is so narrow, it's probably only 1.5 inches square by 4 inches long. It should fry up alright on the pan, even if I have to cut it into some cubes or something. And the spud and carrot, I can just dice that up a bit. So here's hoping we don't have the issues of the first one. I don't want any burnt, I don't want any burnt, and I don't want burnt. So we'll see if we can tick one of those off our list. Rightio, so it's been about half an hour. We'll grab our tongs, we'll switch hands, do this left-handed, we'll see how this goes. As you can see, I've added a little bit of coals, but sizzling away nicely in there. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I wanted to get on a little bit earlier. We've got the blessed daylight savings, which I hate. I hate daylight savings. Oh, the sun's starting to peek its head out. Nice. So yeah, again, normally in a camp oven, as I showed in the Kangaroo Hill trip, using a camp oven is so much easier. Once you get the heat in, you can hear the oil sizzling away in there. It's sizzling away there now. It took a little bit to get going, but just wanted to add a little bit more heat to it. Just get it up to heat. If it starts sizzling too bad, I'll back it off a bit. But so far so good. If it burns this pork belly, it's not coming home with me. I'm going to throw it in the bush. We'll see how we go. Right, so it's getting close to 7 o'clock, so I'm about ready for food. So going to use a skillet as my plate. I've got water boiling there for some gravy. I'll just put that there for now. Open this up. So my little tray has not held all the oil in it, but that's alright. I'll just sit there for a minute. Grab some paper towel just so I don't put crap all over my little bench here. So I just wanted to go low and slow with this. There's no rush. Daylight savings, as much as I hate it, this time of year the sun's up for a lot longer, so put that there. Hang on to it so the wind doesn't blow it away. Rightio. Looks pretty good. I think we finally had a wiener. So there. What do I need? I need my cutlery pouch to serve up with. Fork. So potato has still got a little bit of firmness to them, but don't really mind that. Same with, can't even grab it. Same with the carrot, but that pork looks spot on. So there and over there, rearrange it a bit. Grab our onion, nice and soft. Goes there. Rightio. Sit it there. Put you back in there. Pick that up. Oh, there that goes. I was waiting for that. So burn that. fork. I'm going to need my glove for that. In the meantime, before I get too close to the gravy, open up our little pantry. Unlike last time, the chicken stock has been substituted out for some pepper gravox. Wind. Winning. So it's in there. It's sort of been on and off the wind. It come, it went, it comes again. Right, yeah. Grab our cup. That water's boiled. Not that much. Get rid of the rest of that. That cup needs to cool down. So essentially the same steps as what we done with the Kangaroo Hill trip, although this time not carrying a heavy camp oven around with me. The hobo ovens worked a treat this time. I think last time I was trying to, because it was so late in the day, just trying to get stuff to cook straight away, rushing it and everything else. So I'm definitely going to take it home and maybe try some pies, some other stuff, frozen stuff like that in the future, just as a quick meal. Because again, an hour and a half, we got time for it, but I could have easily just thrown something in the jet boil or in the fire itself. So the same skillets there, I could have just, if I'd diced all this stuff up and had in there as a bit of a stew with the gravy, half an hour, 45 minutes I would have been eating. So anyway, nice and warm. Gravy, pork, not that much, get rid of the rest of that, get the glove off. So where's the pepper and salt? Pepper and salt. A bit of pepper and salt. I've got it, I may as well use it. So there. Do that. I didn't put any salt in there when I started cooking it, so it definitely will need some salt. And thank you, wind, for blowing that around everywhere. Ah, well, you're in the bush, who cares? You win some, you lose some. So there you go. Roast pork belly, roast veggies, and some pepper gravy. Thank you, Hobo Camp Oven. It's that's going to be job well done, I believe. Put that there. And time to hoe in. Knife. Knife? That's not a knife. That's a knife. There is a slight crunch to the veggies, but that's alright. Considering when people stir fry, a little bit of crust on the bottom of that. Stir fry veggies and barely blanch them and they're crunchy. And that's restaurant quality, so how about this pork? Look at that. Perfection. And a great marinade as well. I like the honey and herb, honey and rosemary on it, so delish. I'm so happy. So happy. So I'm going to get into this, and that has been the Hobo Oven version 2, attempt 2, take 2, and on all counts, a complete success. Oh, well, that was delicious. Almost better than when I cooked it in the oven at home. So the sun's well and truly gone down now. The breeze is still up, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna sit back, enjoy another 6 cups of port, and watch the stars come up. And hopefully have a good night. It's weird. The mozzies seem to hang around the bike, even earlier when I come around here. Once I got the fire going, they didn't seem to hang around at all then, and I don't think I've seen one since, so I was really umming and ahhing whether to stay. I'm glad I did, and just stick with it. Even if they were going to be bad, really, it's only hands, neck. I got the do-rag there I could put around my neck, and it's relatively mozzie free. They're not going to bite through these heavy duty pants or this jumper and singlet and that, so anyway, top trip. Cannot wait to see what the morning brings with another do-over. A couple of weeks ago we done the bacon and egg burrito, which honestly was an absolute shitful attempt at a bacon and egg burrito. It was a slice of bacon and a fried egg in a wrap. Tomorrow we're taking it to the next level, and I think it's going to be absolutely delicious. But that's it for tonight. As the sun goes down, another day is done, and I'll catch you all in the morning. Morning. That wind persisted for most of the night. Every now and then I got, I wouldn't say woken up, but while I was awake I could hear the tarp, the hoochie flapping a little bit in the wind, which wasn't too bad. Although I'm saying that, the wind did blow in under the flap of the swag a couple of times too, so there was some ducking of the head into the sleeping bag at times, because yeah, I was getting a cold breeze on my forehead. But glorious day. It was supposed to be 4 overnight. I don't think it got that cold. Birds are out, the sun's up. Perfect, perfection. So I'm going to enjoy this fire for a couple more minutes, and then I could be straight on to breakfast. Oh, and coffee. Coffee first, then breakfast. Always trying to find new ways of downsizing, especially on the bike, just to remove all your different redundancies. Normally you've got 2 or 3 different ways of boiling water, cooking, that sort of thing. On the bike you sort of got to lose that for your bigger stuff anyway. You've seen this before. I've had the smaller, well, the flames that come with your sort of air quotes jet boil stuff. The one I got from Kmart, the Coleman one I've got, The jets are real narrow. Well, it's narrow, they've got a small diameter. Boiling water, that's fine, but if you're wanting to cook stuff in a pan, you're only getting heat in that real centre circle, that 20 to 50 centimetre mark in the middle of the pan, and it's 9 times out of 10 you're going to burn the shit out of everything before you get your food cooked. And boiling water is another one. I've left the other boilers at home and decide why not just boil the water for the coffee in the coffee cup I'm going to use. Now, this is it's a Coleman stainless steel cup. How long it lasts, I don't know. I'm going to try and get one of the decent ones from Alton Goods or something, titanium or something, so it stands up to the heat a bit more. But instead of, all I'm doing is carrying that big 1.5 litre jug and all the stuff that goes with it around, just to boil water for a coffee. It's not really worth the space. So lighter. I wish this one come with a lighter, a piezo on it, but hey, carry a lighter around with me anyway. So just got to remember that handle's going to be awfully warm when I go to get it off later. Oh, it's done. So gonna get this coffee made. Love to know in the comments, what do you do? Do you go small like this, or you just carry the big stuff? I suppose depending on what you're going to do for tea, I was thinking if I'm going to start carrying that thing, I've held off cooking food in them pots before, just because I want the water sort of clean and tasting like water when I go to boil coffee. I don't want to have bits of chicken soup or something burnt to the bottom or what have you. But I was thinking, especially the Kmart one, since it was $49 and it's only got it only goes together to heat the pot, there isn't the little legs like this that the other one comes with. I might just start using that for cooking now. We're sort of heading into summer, so I don't think Campbell's stew and that sort of thing is going to be real good for over summer. Not when I can cook a delicious roast like I did last night. But it'll be just interesting going forward. Maybe save it for winter next year. I should be able to boil rice and pasta in it like I have been in the ute, and then just slip me satchels of spag bowl, chilli, vindaloo, whatever, into the warm water and let it heat up that way. But it's an interesting thing to think about. Or you can just go the simple route and just have cereal and milk, but I suppose I am that simple. Alright, let's get some brekkie. Got some coals pulled out here. What is that, the oil? It's all gone white. That's it. Doesn't like the cold. That's oil. Threw me for a loop there. I've never seen it go white like that before. Anyway. Pantry. There we go. So, oh no! No, I've left a tomato and onion at home. So we're just going to have a bacon and egg wrap again. Damn it. Oh well. At least I've got cheese. This on the pan's a good sound. I'll try and get it level. So cook this up for a bit. Put the egg in. Normally I'll put the tomato and onion in as well, but unfortunately it is not here. So we'll have to save it for next time, unfortunately. Put the salt for that too. Dang it. Yeah. Keep this cooking and we'll get the eggs on in a minute. Just getting a little bit hot, pull it back a little bit. Alright, so we've got our egg mixture once again. Egg, milk and a bit of seasoning in the bottle. Easy on the bike. Only taking dirty dishes home. I had the same with the tomato and onion, but just these small freezer bags, black and gold, you get about 120 of them for I think it's about 89 cents, 90 cents. So packing on the bike, having containers for everything doesn't really make sense for space. So little bags, crisp up there nicely. As I've said in previous videos, I'm not a overly big fan of crunchy bacon, but it's already cured. Just got to put the heat through it and it's good to go. Egg in. Back to the condiments. If I can get it open. Obviously the bacon's got a lot of salt in it anyway, so I won't need too much salt. See if we get some pepper out of it again. Not yet. It's not blowing it everywhere. Rightio. Get the eggs. A little pearl of a pan this. I can't believe someone threw it out. Picked it up at work. Out of the scrap heap. Perfect size for a couple of snags. It has got a short handle. Again, you're going to have problems now trying to grab onto it. Oh, it's warm now, but by the time I'm finished, being cast iron, the heat's going to get into it. So while that's cooking there, I'll just put a little bit of cheese through it now. I don't want to have a lot because cheese is good for sticking to the bottom of the pan and making a mess. So I'll put a little bit in there now. That save the rest for when the wraps get made. So get ready to remove that from the heat. Being cast iron, it's going to hold its heat for a little while, so that's probably all I need to finish cooking out the googiness of the egg. Okay, what's that been? About 6 minutes. 6 minutes and brekie's done. Stick that in there. Problem with stainless cups, the coffee goes cold real quick. We'll get our wraps out. Sorry, losing. Keep in the Ziploc bag, it's not going in the bush bin. Let's go back on the heat a little bit. A couple couple of bits of goodie here that haven't quite cooked through yet. Plus there's that big glop of cheese there that hasn't done anything either. Rightio. So we'll put some cheese on the bottom just so the heat helps it melt. Throw all the cheese on the top and most likely it won't melt for you. Cheese on. Some paper towel. Give that pan a quick wipe over once I get it out, because I might try and just throw one back in there and see how it goes. As I've said in a previous video, 9 times out of 10 you'll never make scrambled eggs look appetising. This one's a bit smaller, we'll do him. See how that goes, I don't know. Toasting. Come on, I'll probably cut out a plate for that. It doesn't want to stay together. There we go. Probably put a bit more in there too, but don't want it to collapse everywhere. Bit of wasted space for that bread on top though. Tuck it in there and make it a parcel. Bit of bacon. Terrific. Again, just carrying some small ingredients. Cast iron pan over the hot coals of a fire. Definitely a step up from the last one. And we'll be cooking that a lot more often, so I'm going to sit back and enjoy, see how my toasted one goes, and then yeah, the next step's starting to pack all this crap up and getting back on the road. Uh-oh. Stuck. I didn't put any oil back in there, thought it'd be right. Whoopsie daisy. Don't just love packing up. Not quite as quick and easy as when you're in the ute, but I think it's a lot better experience being out on the bike. So that should probably get me to the elephant in the room. The ute has been advertised for sale, so if you're after a 2015 Patrol, you've seen all the bells and whistles, you'll get your choice of the 95 litre King's chest fridge freezer or the Glacio upright. It's up to you. Genuine reasons for selling, just at the moment fuel prices, went to start it again yesterday and had a flat battery just from sitting. It sits for 2 or 3 weeks. I prefer to see it out doing what it's meant to do instead of parked in the garage doing bugger all. So that's the state of the ute at the moment. We're coming in the summer. Most of the trips now are going to be on the bike. Just a bit of a transition from 4 wheels to 2. Just cost for one, ease. I can still get to most of the places that I wanted to go, and even now I'll be able to go a little bit further. Probably next time we're going to go over on top of that Mount Pilot. Although I don't know if we can camp on top of it. Just sort of where to look at is there's not really a lot of flat ground there and it's pretty rocky, so I was going to go down the bottom of it. There's a track that goes nearly to the base of the big slab of granite before it turns away, but I know there's an Aboriginal significant area over there with rock and cave paintings that's all signposted and that, but I don't really want to be camping anywhere near that. Out of respect for one, and more so just tourists. But I've already had, yesterday when we got to the top of the hill, a pack of bikes come through, and this morning while I was cooking brekkie, the 4-wheel drive come through at 8 o'clock in the morning, just out for a drive in the bush. So you're going to be very unlucky to find people all the time, but sometimes you just do. So there, gloves, that. Just got to put the swag on, and that'll do us. We'll head back to town, unpack some things. That's the other real problem, is because I use this to get to work, so I've got to go home and unpack everything. If I didn't need the panniers for wet weather gear and that at the moment, it'd be just easy to go home and unhook them, and scrambled eggs going down the wrong hole. Throw them in the shed and don't worry about it for the week, but at the moment I need to, so that's probably going to be, hello mosquito. Didn't have a problem with them as soon as the sun went down, mainly because that wind kept on blowing. I put the edge of the shelter up a bit so the wind blew in under it and let it mushroom up a bit for a bit of headspace, and blew all the mozzies away from underneath it. So yeah, one last look at the view, roll my swag up and hit the road. That's where we come up. Yeah, the next one, it's a little bit more of a well-travelled road. Even though going down the rough stuff's easier than going up it, but just something different. Pick another track. Yeah, pick another track and go through the mud. Might even find another camp spot along here somewhere. least it's all nice and open. This area escaped the bushfires in 08. Go and take the panniers off and the swag and just come out back out for a bloody ride. This is marvellous. Look, glider track, that's the one we want. As good as the old pack mule is, I want to either get another 2-stroke or get a proper motocross bike for doing this. Something I can wreck reg or something, so I'm doing it legally. Not so much camping. Last night after, oh, there's a root, having all that stuff with me, I sort of couldn't really pack down much lighter unless I went to hammock, so big root. So yeah, I don't know how you go fitting all that onto a motorbike, but if it's just a day trip or something like that, it'd be good fun, I reckon. Pick a side, any side, and hope the back wheel doesn't slide in. And also just buy an old second-hand, or find some cheap boots and cheap gear, just so you can go out, you can have a bit of fun in the mud like that. When you go out, you're spending hundreds of dollars on brand new gear. I don't know, I don't like getting it muddy. I know others probably don't care. It's a tool. You go and buy a hammer and you're going to hit a nail with it. Like your fold up silver helmet I'm not wearing on this trip. That was $560 or something. I don't like it when it gets covered in bugs, let alone dirt and mud. So. Yeah, something a bit more capable, something, the DR would have been great for that. I know, I still see a lot of people using them for adventure biking and that. If I stop being a sook and use the hammock or inflatable tents and stuff, inflatable mattresses and stuff and tents, I'd probably be able to fit it all on there, but anyway, that's yeah. Across the road on a blind corner, they said.